put them together and they've got the gift of crab.
Hello, Grabber Gang. We are back again with your hosts, Haley Gow and Will Thompson. And we have a very fun episode. At least it's going to be fun for us, hopefully for everyone else as well. But we were looking at Spotify demographics, and most of our listeners are between the ages of like 24 and 45 or something. So we figured we would do an episode revolving around the music that was popular when we were really in our formative years, you know?
Yes.
We picked a time frame. So we picked in the year 1997 to 2007, a little 10-year snippet there. And we're just going to try to figure out obviously the best music generation there. How does that apply to the best strength sport out there of a grip sport?
Yeah, and basically like what songs remind us of what implement, and if we hear a song and it reminds us of one or something like that. That's kind of what we were thinking when we were planning out this episode. So we both have different implements in mind. I believe we picked 5 apiece, right, Will?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
We're going to go over some songs. Actually, I have more than that.
Well, that's par for the course.
All right, yeah.
You usually carry us through, so we'll go with that. Do you want to lead us off since you've got more?
Oh, sure. I'm going to go with a love-hate relationship I have with the Saxon bar. And one song that immediately came to mind when I was thinking of the Saxon bar was Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. Not to be confused with CeeLo Green, but just the lyrics. Like, come on now, who do you think you are? Just, yes, it makes me crazy because some days it flies up and my grip feels incredibly strong, and then some days I can barely move 50 kilos on the thing. And I mean, there are some implements that are just like that. Hub is another one, but Saxon bar, you definitely make me crazy. So thank you, Gnarls Barkley. 2006 that came out.
Very nice. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Who does it think it is? It's got a lot of attitude for something that's just a long rectangle. But my thoughts on it. That's a good one. I had Saxon as one of mine as well, but it was specifically the 2x5. Do you do much with the 2x5 or no? Is it mostly the? Well,
I started training with it before the Olympia last year because it was contested then, and it was oh, okay, this, the theory was that it would be easier for women, because of our weak little hands, I guess, to squeeze something skinnier. But I found it much more difficult, and it was very frustrating. And everybody had like a different way to hold it. And I remember like Tammy showing me like a way to like twist her thumbs kind of around it, and then other people
like kind of hooking it up back there.
Curling them in kind of. And then she also like crossed her fingers at one point. And I mean, she set a world record that weekend. So, I mean, she knows exactly what she's talking about, but it didn't really translate for me, unfortunately. But yes, the skinny Saxon bar, I think it's going to be contested again this year. So,
yeah, I think that's true. So I've only ever used it once. It was at Edgewater Fitness Center down in Edgewater, Florida. If anyone's in that area, they have some grip stuff there. Some guys lifting out of there. But so I went and used that, and it killed my fingers. Like I felt it a lot more in my fingers than I do like the normal 3x4. So the song that makes me think of is it's a fake song. But it's from the movie Love Actually, which was released in 2003, so it's within the time frame.
That's my favorite.
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Yeah.
Love is all
Saxon is all
around
around
me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the best character of the movie, though.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
I
every
think
Christmas I
Megan.
watch it.
Oh, we do too. Yeah, it's one of the first ones we watch. It's just it's so good. I really enjoy him and his manager's relationship. I think that's really entertaining. And then I like the storyline of the guy that lives in like Portugal for a while or whatever, and ends up learning Portuguese. And every once in a while, I was walking around the house and just go, "Some dishes now," like that, and like he does when he goes and sees her. And
Oh,
she says,
but
"Just
there
in
was like
cases."
I think the 20th anniversary was last year or something like that. And I went back to the movie theaters, and there was an
Oh,
article
really?
about how problematic Love actually is, and like just like he abused his power because she was an immigrant worker, and like,
Gosh, come on.
yeah, and then like the whole like prime minister was hitting on his help too, abusing his power, and like all the fat comments she got, and like I was like, oh my god, they're ruining my favorite movie.
Yeah,
Because like
come on, guys.
everything's got to be PC, and
Yikes.
you know you can't even joke anymore without offending people. So you
Make
can't,
art boring again.
yeah, you certainly
know?
can't watch a romantic Christmas movie
Man,
without
if they
somebody
saw,
getting upset.
have you ever seen the movie Holiday Inn?
Holiday Inn or The Holiday?
Yeah, no, Holiday Inn. It's an old black and white movie. It's got like Bing Crosby.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, anyway, there's there's a lot in that they've got blackface in there and stuff, and it's like you watch that and figure while you're watching it, you're like, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Probably, you probably shouldn't have done that, but
It wouldn't work nowadays, but like back then, like that's the thing. You can't look at it through that lens. You got to look at it
No.
through, okay, this came out in 2004. It makes sense.
The odd
Whatever.
thing about that movie, about Holiday Inn, is that scene was a song about Abraham Lincoln. It was like, this inn was only open on holidays, and so they did like musical numbers for all the holidays. And this song was about Abraham Lincoln, but Bing Crosby was in blackface as like a black Abraham Lincoln. And I didn't like, as a kid, you're watching it like, oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln, obviously. But then you grow up and you're like, wait a minute, Abraham Lincoln wasn't black. What is this? This is really, really odd choice all around. But anyway, that was not in the 97 to 07 range. It was like 47, maybe.
Well, that's what we do here. We go off on tangents. I think
My
Jen
whole
actually
life
reeled
is a
us in.
tangent. She did. No, she physically reeled us in at one point.
She did.
Yeah. I mean, it's necessary.
Yeah. So, did you just you picked Saxon Bar because I started out with that? All right. Well,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, right.
I'm going to go next.
Rangers.
Next on my list is The Hub. So everybody, all of our listeners just came off Super Series 1. Hub, I mean, this is one where if you're good at it, you're good at it and you love it. And it doesn't matter how you hold it, you're looking forward to it because not many people are very good at it or very confident. So I picked a song by 3 Days Grace, circa 2003.
Nice.
I hate everything about you. I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? Because some days I absolutely crush it. I do love it. And I lift 30 kilos on it and no one's watching and I'm not filming. And then some days I rip my thumb skin on the very first one and I can't move 20 kilos to save my life. So that song was perfect. It's just like, I hate everything about you. And I just want to yell at it. But also, my shirt, my favorite band,
MCR,
my favorite band
nice.
in college, high school, I guess. I'm not okay, I promise. by my
Trust me.
Yes, by My Chemical Romance, because it's exactly like that. Sometimes it'd be like, I'm not okay, you wear me out. And then sometimes
Yep.
it's like, I mean, I'm okay, trust me.
Trust me. Yeah.
It's one or the other. It either goes well or I rip my skin immediately and I can't touch it for 2 weeks while it heals. So, yeah.
Yep. Both very, very descriptive and very appropriate. That's good. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, but whatever. Hub was also one of mine. So I'm just gonna, if you've got one that I've got, I'm just gonna mirror it. For consistency and flow. And speaking of flow, the song that I chose for it was "Move Bitch" by Ludacris from 2001. So that one, just because, like you said, it for whatever reason, and this happened to me in stage 1 of Super Series, like it can fly up and then you add a breath onto it and all of a sudden it's just stuck to the floor.
I know.
So for me, I just want to yell at it, "Move, bitch, get out the way." Like, come on.
Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm about to go. Here we go.
Yep. So yeah, that's, I mean, there's probably a lot of Ludacris stuff that would apply to a lot of these things. Like, I love his, well, Get Back in general, which I think was written about him and an interaction he had with Bill O'Reilly. But that version that he did with Sum 41, where it's like the rock and roll version, as he says in the intro, is like, it's on my workout playlist all the time. Like any workout playlist I make, I have,
Luda.
Get woo, woo, I ain't playing around, make one false move, I'll take you down.
Get back, mother. You don't know me like that.
You don't know me like that.
Get back.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes, I know, I know exactly where he's from because of his music. Like, I know he's from College Park.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know too much about him, and then he's in Fast and the Furious franchise, and I thought I would be rid of him 20 years ago, and he's just hanging on.
I'm sorry, what do you mean you thought you'd be rid of him?
I don't know, like when his music career.
Are you not a Luda fan?
Luda. I loved seeing him at Ursher's halftime show.
Ursher got the make your booty go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
One of my favorite lines of any like song really ever is one of Ludacris's, where he says, he goes, all white jeans, all white belt, all white something, body looking like milk. Like, talking about a girl who's just wearing all white, and he's like, body looking like milk. Yeah, that's genius, man. It's good stuff. Who doesn't like a big old glass of milk? We were the milk generation,
Yeah, we were raised
sponsored by Big Milk.
We were raised by Big Milk. Those milk ads with like the cream cheese smeared on their lips because it most certainly wasn't milk. I don't know what was going on there. Yeah.
Oh,
got
do I want it?
curdled.
I don't know, man.
Got curdled 30-day-old milk that we crusted on these celebrities' faces.
How?
Try, like it's like those Super Bowl ads about God too. It's like, all right, who's paying for this? He gets us.
He gets us. Yep. What do you mean he gets us? Like in the end? He gets us in the end.
Final judgment.
Yikes. Okay.
He will get us all.
That'll
or
bring
kick us out.
in.
Either way.
It's like, do you guys have all the billboards up there that are like, "Help me, Jesus, save my soul"? Like we have like down the 26 and 95 here in South Carolina. It's like there's this one long stretch where it's like all these crazy billboards that are just like, you're not serving any kind of purpose with that. It's weird. You look weird.
No, we have one. We have one religious radio station up here, and they hand out bumper stickers that just say like 104.1 or what, like "Try God," and so like a lot of people drive around with "Try God" stickers on their cars, but we have no billboards. It is all like local banks and law firms. No one's really
I mean, I think that's probably better. Like,
Yeah, a
I
better
don't know.
use of
Better use
better
of a
money.
giant board in the sky.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're gonna try God, you're already trying Him. We don't
Yeah.
really
Or
need it
hey,
on a billboard.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah. All right.
Settled that. That's good.
Yeah, let's piss some
Yeah.
more people off. All right, my next one, my favorite, thick bar, axle, Apollon's axle, whatever you want to call it. A great song. Santana and Rob Thomas.
Ooh.
Smooth,
Smooth. Yeah.
circa 2000. And he's just like, well, I hear you whispering the words, melt everyone, and you stay so cool. And then Santana comes in, he's like, and if I found
My Mona
that
Pizza.
life ain't good enough, I will give. Yeah, and it's like,
You get a
such
groove with that. And
yes, and you get into a
Yeah.
groove and it's smooth and you're just like feeling it and it's just the best. And everybody's confident with Axel Bar. I think everybody likes it because we're already all doing deadlifts anyway in our normal training, so why not? And then
we are.
we should be.
I've never done a deadlift a day in my life. My axle's 112 pounds. Crushing.
And it just stays so smooth. And then, when things go right, it is my reason for reason. It is the step in my groove. So,
Yep.
I'm going to go with smooth. Rob Thomas and Santana.
That's a great option. Yeah, that album in general has significance for me. Just 'cause
Killer.
I really enjoyed it. One, the guitar was really good. And I don't think up at that point, I had never heard a song from a like guitarist only on the radio, like featuring somebody singing. And so I was like, oh, this is really cool. So, bought the CD and it was also really good. Had Maria was on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Dog. All right, hold on.
And
I'm
Michelle
gonna have
Branch, I think.
Was she on there too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
don't remember that. So one of mine that I chose was Grippers. I enjoy Grippers a lot. And the song that I chose was Every Time We Touch by Cascada, which is 2006. So, and every time we touch, and so because you gotta make the grippers touch, and it's just such a good feeling when you hear that click, like when you get it, you're like, yeah, I did it. And so yeah, I that's what that made me think of.
You got to get some glow sticks though when you listen to that song and just
Yeah.
rave.
I'm in talks with a few suppliers about making my own glow stick grippers. So they're going to have glow stick handles. The knurling is difficult, and whenever you click them, that's when they crack, and that's when the glow happens. So that's how it's foolproof. You don't have any of this controversy. You don't know, oh, was it a close? Was it not? What are we doing? It's like, no, man, they touch, they click, they're glowing.
That's
It's
it.
legit.
And they don't last long, so you can't verify a close again after that, but you can definitely practice with them. So
Did you know you can put glow sticks in the freezer and then re-crack them?
no,
I didn't either. But
was this like a life hack on Pinterest or something, or you're just blowing everyone's minds?
my wife just knew about it, and she was like, because she had, my kid loves glow sticks, and so he brought some home from something or whatever, and he cracked them, and I was like, oh, dude, buddy, it's not even dark out, and my wife just goes, yeah, no, just put them in the freezer and we'll crack them later, and I was like, what do you mean? And we did it, and it works. You can just, if you crack them, you can put them in the freezer, let them freeze up, and you crack them again, they start glowing again. It's bonkers.
I feel like they're everywhere around the 4th of July. I should have stocked up.
I'm sure you can find some good ones on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Or again,
wait until
my I gotta come up with a good name for them.
Your patent
glow
gets off the ground.
Yeah.
the glow clothes.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
I don't know. Just spitballing here.
I'm just spitballing.
I'm an idea man. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Exactly. I'm an ideas man. Execution is not my strong point.
I'm a peacock, Captain. You gotta let me fly.
Let me fly.
Oh, a movie quote, and we're doing our thing.
Yep. Crushed it.
If we can pepper in Blades of Glory, then we'll be really good.
Any chance I get, yeah.
All right, moving right along. Rogue grandfather clock / hilt, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
Yep.
That's going to be in Super Series Stage 2, Arm Lifting USA. So everybody is training on it. Everybody's getting good numbers, I'm sure.
The best numbers.
I picked You're Still the One by Shania Twain, circa 1998. My oldest song on my list.
Man, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because I do love this lift, even if I can't get close to my PR or 90% of my max on a, training day or whatever. It's just like, look how far we've come, my baby. I just, I sing it to it every time because my first time ever using it, I had a broken leg and I think I lifted like 50 kilos. It was pathetic, but, and then I had 2 songs for this one because it was just so important to me again. And The Reason by Hoobastank.
Oh, wow. Nice.
2004. And, I found a reason for me to continue grip training and a reason to start over new. And the reason is you, Grandfather Clock. The reason is you. So...
Both really good, and I still listen to that Hoobastank album on occasion.
I just love their name.
I do too. Well, so that was the first set of parody songs that I ever wrote was a series of songs from their first album, not that one, but the first one. So I think I did one. I think I did a parody for like Crawling in the Dark, and it was really bad. This was in like 7th grade, I think. And it was all about trying to be able to find like one of those like diving baton sticks in the deep end of a pool. So really, like I said, really stupid. But I still think about that parody, and I listen to really just the first 2 Hoobastank albums, with some frequency, probably more than
your average bear.
More than your average, average bear. I don't think bears listen to it at all. But maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, and then Shania Twain. The thought I had about that was, it's also kind of shaped like a number 1. Like so, Grandfather Clock being the one that tracks. Totally makes sense.
Still
There's your deep thought for the day. Still the one that I love.
The only one I dream of.
Yeah. Do you kiss it goodnight? When you like leave your garage gym, you go, all right, see you tomorrow, Grandfather Clock /
See
Hilt.
ya. Night, night. Night, night, you baby. Night, night, you baby.
Night.
Aw. No, but
all right, yeah. You don't have to confirm or deny. It's fine.
I
You can
don't.
keep that one to yourself. But
I do massage it, with evaporated milk and
sure.
nestle it into a bed of feathers at night, so it has a nice, comfy bed. But
well, you don't want the seasoning getting messed up because that one's important to have seasoned right. So you really want to make sure that it's well taken care of, and you're not doing anything to scratch anything off. You don't want it. You want it to get.
No.
It's a disaster. Such a catastrophe for you to see so damage my ass. You asked for me?
Ooh. Is Slim Shady on your list?
Actually, no. But yeah, I was trying to think of some way to work that in, but there was nothing that came to mind. Maybe something will come to mind with one of yours. I can comment
throw it
or
in
something. But yeah. No, but one that I did have was for like RGT or like Rolling Thunder, Raptor, any of the rolling handle ones. I think it's pretty obvious that you'd go with Rollin' by Limp Bizkit from the year 2000. You just gotta keep rolling.
Rolling,
Both in
rolling. What? True
rolling.
story.
Come on.
Fun fact. I had a red New York Yankees hat because Fred Durst had a red New York Yankees hat. Yes, I was very young. Very, very.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my friend Ray Panos, who will never hear this because we're Facebook friends and that's all. He had the mini disc of the Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water album. And I listened to that on our like 8th grade trip that we had, and I was not allowed to listen to anything with any sort of curse words or suggestive themes. I wasn't technically allowed to have the Linkin Park Meteora album because there were too many negative themes in it. So I got Will Smith's Big Willie style instead. And proceeded to learn every word of it. But Limp Bizkit, like Rollin', I was like, oh man, this is such a jam. It's so good. And I think it applies to the rolling handle, obviously because of the rolling, but also I feel like rolling handle is one of those ones that you just kind of gotta stick with and play with and just keep rolling with it, and then eventually something will click or your wrist will strengthen up to a point where you can do some respectable weight on it, or you can get it to a point where you've worked on it enough that it's not totally uncomfortable. So and I think they're fun. I just think they're fun. I think it's a fun song. I think it's a fun implement. So it works on a few levels for me.
Roll. Will Smith doesn't have to cuss to sell records, but I do. So
him,
you too.
What about a Grammy?
Half you critics can't even stomach me, let alone
stand me. But Slim, what if you win? Wouldn't it be weird?
Why? So you lied. Just give me a year for the Britney Spears.
Next.
Or Christina Aguilera better switch me chairs.
So I can sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst. Yep. And hear them argue over something I forget.
Two first.
Two first.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I also had Rolling Thunder, but I don't like it. So I gave it No Scrubs TLC 99. Because it is it's a scrub, it's just like he thinks he's fly, but he's also known as a busta.
Also known as a busta.
And he would 100% be hanging out of the passenger side of his best friend's ride, and that best friend is the hilt. It's the grandfather clock. And I will die on that hill.
Hanging at the passenger side of the best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Yep, it is too. It's in a lot of competitions. It's always trying to holler at you, saying, "Hey, come on, do me,"
Yep, and there's a different one. There's the big boy, the 175. I just, I'm over it. And it's another one of those when you're feeling good and you're feeling strong, and then you're like, okay, let me just add 5 pounds, and nope, doesn't move at all.
Nope.
How many more do you got, Will?
Yes, I do have more, Haley.
Okay.
Let me see here. So I've done all those. Yeah. So the last one that I have was for the BFG, not Roald Dahl's classic, The Big Friendly Giant, but the Blue Fat Grips, or any Fat Grips, really. And I chose a beloved pop punk, pop emo classic by Fall Out Boy from 2005 called Sugar, We're Going Down. And mostly because of the first line, the "Am I more than you bargained for yet?" And yes, every single time, Blue Fat Grips is more than I bargained for. I mean, I feel like it's just a tale as old as time for grip implements, where you do something, it works really well, and then you move up even just a little bit, and it stops working well. And blue fat grips for me, every single time, I'm always like, this is just like it's a normal bar with some squishy stuff on it. Like I can do this, and then I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just can't. So it's more than I bargained for it every single time.
I know. I go to a powerlifting gym now, and like I have a pretty high deadlift. I'm pretty strong at that lift, and then I do my blue fat grips. And I slide them on there, and I put like 45 on each side, doing warm ups, add another 45 on it, and I'm like, up. And it falls out of my hands, and everyone's staring at me like, what the hell? Like, it
What are
looks,
you doing?
yeah, like it looks so easy. You only have 225 on there. We're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, you get over here and try it. And they're like, no, we're good. Like, I don't want any part of that. I'm like, yeah, it's very frustrating. And yes, sugar, we're going down.
Which, I mean, it brings me back to the, you know, at different events and stuff, having the implements off to the side where like you have a little bit of weight on there. People could try it out if they want to. Because again, you look at it, you think that's just like they just put some grips on a bar. That looks fine. It's not fine. Try it out. Go try it, sucker.
Yeah, that's what we do at Highland Games. There's always,
really?
yeah, there's always people drinking and just like enjoying like the Scottish or Irish beer tent. And
Is that the main event? Is the drinking?
Yeah, usually.
Sure.
And then they come over and they're like, "Oh, you're throwing a telephone pole, or you're throwing like a weight up in the air, like that looks easy." And then you're like, "Okay, hot shot, like come out here, give it a go, like you just try to stand it up," and they can't, and it falls over. And it's very gratifying for us, but it's also very frustrating because when people watch it, they assume it's easy and until they give it a go. So I think it's a similar strength sport in that aspect, that there's a lot of nuance and skill involved in grip, and people just
I would
think it's all about big hands, and it's not at all.
It's not. I mean, it is for some stuff, but not for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd like to do that at a Highland Games thing and like go in there and just be like, I could do that if I tried. And they say, yeah, try it out. And I'd be like, okay, I brought my own sheep, and then pull like a live sheep out from like, the back of my truck or something. And like, that's not what this is. And I say, well, why did you call it that?
My friend Haley said I could bring my own sheep and a fork.
My friend Haley said I could bring a sheep and a fork. And I got one of those.
And I'll be fine.
It'll be okay.
It'll work.
Yep. Did you have any more? Yeah, you said you did a few, right?
Yeah, I have two more, if that's okay.
Of course it's okay.
All right. I have Country Crush blocks.
The spinny blocks.
Yeah, I hate them.
Sure. It's everything you hate. It's rolling handle and Saxon all in one implement. So. That tracks.
It's brutal. So I picked Slow Motion by Juvenile 2004.
Very nice.
It's exactly for me. It's exactly how it moves for me, like including a sound because I like it like that, and I quite literally don't know how to act, and
I don't know how to act slow motion.
And I grunt usually when it falls out of my hands because it's moving slow motion and I can't keep a good grip on it. And
you could also do that. Make them say
na 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 na
na na na na. Yeah, wave the finger. No, it's not happening.
I think that might be before the cutoff.
Oh,
no?
Is it really?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it's before 97.
Oh, like I'm saying,
I'm gonna look it up. Luckily, we have these crazy things that like give us access to all the internet.
Bones.
I'm gonna say a song by Master P from 97.
Wow.
Right on
the dot. All right.
Nice.
Very young Haley.
Very, yes.
Listening to that when I absolutely shouldn't have been. But,
Yep.
c'est la vie.
C'est la vie, as the French say.
That's showbiz, baby. Wrist wrench, another one from 2004.
Ooh.
Snoop Dogg, drop it like it's hot.
Yep, that's just what happens.
It just feels right. It's like I usually keep going with it, like adding a little bit more. I feel confident, and then I just drop it like it's incendiary, like it's on fire. And if I do change the dizzle, turn it up a little, it doesn't go right. And when the pigs try to get at me, aka my fingers, I drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, little piggies. All those are toes, right? Yeah, little piggies are toes. But yes, that makes sense. And I could see, because it's you have to rotate it. It could cause some burn, some. I was gonna say rope burn, but it's not a rope. It's a piece of whatever.
My first wrist wrench was rope and PVC pipe, so.
Oh yeah.
But I got a real one now. Moving on up.
Congratulations. Yep, that's how you know you've made it. What's your wrist wrench made out of? Mine's made out of unicorn hair and gold.
Phoenix feather core.
Oh, of course. It only had one brother. Yes.
And it gave you that scar.
And Mad Cow used it for his 40 for 40. Real power within that wrench. Lovely.
All right, gang. So Grabber Gang, that's what we had as far as our implements compared to songs. So if this reminds you of the best music generation that we all grew up with, I encourage you to go to Spotify and just search those years. Just search them, play the top hits from those years, and you will just have a blast. Because preparing for this episode, we had a ton of fun, and we were messaging each other like little kids, like, what about this one? And just going down memory lane is always fun. And if it inspires your grip implements,
all the better.
Yeah, all the better. And maybe we made you a new workout playlist tonight.
And maybe, Spotify at least allows us to like add a like a poll at the end or a like feedback and stuff. So maybe we'll make that this time instead of just like, what did you think of the episode? We'll just have people put in their suggestions for
what song reminds you of which implement.
Exactly. Or if we missed an implement and you're like, you guys missed an easy one, you fools.
You fools.
You fools. And we can do that. But yes, very, very good.
Right.
Yeah, this one was a fun one.
Questions from
everybody.
Our friends. I have one. I really liked this one. Claire sent it to us. Your least favorite things that strength athletes do, pet peeves. I mean, to be honest, lying about taking PEDs, like I don't understand it. Like I'm friends with like a lot of pro strong women and strong men, and they're very open about it. Like obviously the average person doesn't look like me, train like me, can deadlift over 1,000 pounds, and they're all very open and honest that like their careers don't last forever and that they're doing it now and they're willing to sacrifice their bodies, and just the people
here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. And like, if you're doing it, fine, more power to you, but don't like lie and claim you're natty or when everybody in the room can tell. It's just, that's one thing that's frustrating. It's like, everybody knows, just come out with it already if you're asked.
Yeah.
And I really hate the what I eat in a day videos that a lot of Like, I love food. Don't get me wrong. Like, show me a picture of like this great dinner you made, or like you went out to your favorite restaurant, show a plate. Of course. Like, I love seeing that. But like what I eat in a day videos, I mean, it's just like everybody's genetics and bone structure. It's just different. Like, I could eat the exact same meal as somebody else, same meals, and follow their diet plan exactly, their macros exactly, and I will look completely different. And so I just think that's frustrating because I feel like they're all trying to sell something or sell a service or a supplement, and it's just
DM me for coaching.
yeah, like I don't know. It's just it's insincere because it's like macros are individual and diets are individual, and I just that's one thing that bothers me. How about you?
That's fair. I just don't like that they're stronger than me. So that bugs me a lot because, in my house, I'm the strongest person that's ever lived. Henry wants to be like me, and I just want them to not be as strong. I'm not ever going to let him have Instagram or anything like that because I don't want him to see that there are other people out there doing better than me at these things. So,
yeah, be their hero a little while longer.
Yeah, until he's at least, I don't know, 27, 28, maybe. Then I'll let him out of the cupboard under the stairs, and he can go about his business.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to get to an age where they'll brag about you.
Yeah, I have to keep doing all this kind of stuff so that I can have some sort of status. But no, I don't know. Yeah, I think the lying about PEDs is a good answer in terms of things that actually annoy me that strength athletes do. I think one thing that just annoys me in general a lot of the time are absolutes. Like, and I feel like just because I'm perpetually online, I just see so many things from fitness accounts or strength accounts and stuff that are like, never do this exercise if you want to do this or this. And it's like something like totally fine, like a Zercher or something. And it's like, never do this or always do this. And it's like, well, stop doing that. You're doing it for engagement. I get that. But like, it's really annoying to have that kind of mindset of like, no person can ever do this or should ever do this, or like it just, or everyone should always be doing this. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's not true. Stop.
Yeah, it coincides with kind of what I said. Like, every body is different, and what's comfortable for me might suck for you. And like, there's so many different variables that go into it. And yes, a lot of them are selling a service and selling themselves, and I get it. But, I just feel like it's a disservice to their followers and stuff when they're saying stuff like that. So it is frustrating. Josh. Sorry.
I thought this one kind of led nicely into Mad Cow's question, which was, if I don't get sufficiently better at grip, should I quit or get on tren? And I think the answer is obviously you have to get on tren and make sure you hide it as best you can.
Mm-hmm. Do not talk about it.
Yep. Tren is Bruno. Don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Trenbolone.
Does it bother you how close Trenbolone is to Toblerone?
I love Toblerone.
I feel like there's got to be a potential crossover there that's being missed, right?
I'm an honorary
injectable.
Honorary Canadian, so love Toblerones.
All right. I didn't know they were Canadian.
I think they are, aren't they?
I don't know.
Oh no, am I thinking of Coffee Crisp? I don't know. Well, I'm going to look into that. Fact check me.
The only thing I know about our neighbors to the north is their obsession with Tim Hortons.
And, it's all over Western New York too. It's just, we have out Dunkin' and out Starbucks. It's just all Tim's. It's
just Tim's.
Just Tim's. There's a Tim's on every corner. Yeah. What What were your guys' most embarrassing phases throughout life? Josh Villarreal asked us that.
Well, as Natasha Bedingfield so beautifully said, the rest is still unwritten. So I like to think that my most embarrassing years are ahead of me. But I don't really know. I mean, I was pretty embarrassing, like, in high school. Although, oh wait, no. I did nights training for a while when I was 12 and 13. Like, there was some guy that lived in the middle of nowhere, in my middle of nowhere, who, for some reason, he offered like nights training where we were all squires, as me and like three other friends, and we did like tilting at the rings and archery and stuff. We had a little mini tournament, which I won, so head nerd. And we, for some reason, learned a bunch of like Japanese sword fighting techniques, and we had a real problem with that because we're like, I'm sorry, we're knights in like the Middle Ages. Why are we doing Japanese? Like, why are we doing Bushido type stuff? Why do we have Boken and Shinai? Why are we training with this? Why are we not like, anyway? So that was probably my most embarrassing thing. Is if you look, I have lots of pictures of me in my attire on Dylan, the horse that we rode, and it's pretty great. I'm not
I
really
don't think
ashamed
that's
of any part of it, but
I don't think that's
yeah,
embarrassing at all.
if I had to pick one, that would be it.
I mean, I think that's awesome. My friend Emmy does, she's a knight like all summer long and does like the jousting and stuff like that. And I
It's
mean, it was
super
at the
fun.
Arnold this year. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's been there the last few years, I believe. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I would say, I'm not going to tell you it was my emo phase because I'm proud of it. And it wasn't a phase, Mom. still
It's
wearing
a
their shirts.
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. But definitely like my mushroom haircut phase because my aunt only knew one way to cut our hair. And so me, my sister, and my brother like all had like we looked like towhead like the Beatles. Like we just looked like the Beatles. I will find a photo. I'll share it to the Gift of Grab page so everyone can see what I'm talking about. But it's like she put a bowl on her head and like just
like
just
I'm getting
trim.
this picture of like the three of you going somewhere, and everyone just being like, it's those creepy kids again.
Yep, the creepy children. No, like literally, we were picked on like Children of the Corn, like that movie, like all the blonde weirdo kids. That was my family. But
that's really good. I like that a lot. Oh man,
thanks, Aunt Di.
Solid.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
That's a really, really good one.
She does not cut my hair anymore, obviously.
Or she's gotten better.
She's
one or the other.
One or the other.
All right, I'll take Nate's because it's been a sore subject in our group chat. Why won't Will say hi to the sad little sausages? They have to earn it.
I think you just kind of did, though.
No. I didn't direct any sort of salutation at the other two members of the group, and they're being kind of childish about the whole thing. However,
I want a sticker.
Yeah. I think the sticker is really cool. I do really like our logo. I think it's a lot of fun and super weird. So you know what? I'll say hi. Hi guys.
Can you tell us where the name came from and
yes,
what?
So the three inaugural members of the Sad Little Sausages Lifting Club are myself, Nate Powell, and Hunter Heath. So we're all in like generally the same area, but like Hunter and I started talking before the Arnold last year, just kind of comparing like training notes, philosophies, and stuff like that, saying like what to expect. And he had never been to the Arnold before, and me and my old roommate Jake Monroe. We've been going every other year since like '08. So it's like, oh, dude, Arnold's great. Like, besides the competition, it's gonna have all this stuff. So Hunter and I got close through that, and then he works with like the city of Charlotte, and does a lot of health coaching for like the fire and police departments there. And so Nate is a fireman, and has some of the largest hands I've ever seen. So he's like 6'3", I think. So he's pretty big anyway. But like, Hunter had Nate send like a picture of him holding like everyday objects in his hand and send them to like the group and stuff. And like, it's comical. Like
How big
him
they are.
holding like a soda can it looks stupid. Like, it's crazy. So anyway, he was talking about it one day, talking about all this stuff, and he referred to his fingers, which he can, like, if you listen to the Greenville Grab recap on the Grip Show, Zach talks about Nate's hands, because they are like, he can, on a 3x4 Saxon bar, he can have his hands set normally, like his thumbs set totally normal, and his first digit will be able to wrap under the underside of the Saxon bar. Like, he didn't lift like that in the series or anything. Like, that's not how. Like, he's got like a 265 Saxon. He's almost pulled a 280. He's only been doing this for like a few months. He's a freak of nature. But he's like, anyway, his hands are just enormous. And he was like, yeah, I just got these sad little sausages here. And I was like, well,
That's the name.
that's the name of the group. Immediately changed the name of the group. And so that's where it comes from. And we're we've had a lot of people randomly ask about it online and stuff, and be like, hey, where can I get that shirt, or where can I get, like, those hats are cool or whatever. So we're just going to put it out there. So if you want to also rep the sad little sausages, then
I do.
that'll be available soon. Cool. We'll get you hooked up with some stickers.
Because for
That'll
a
be
tall
great.
person, I don't really have big hands. So I do, and I like to call my pinkies my little sausages, because they get super swollen, and
Yep.
so the AI image is really like my favorite thing.
It's really entertaining. He does look really sad.
He does.
So it's good.
If you were deserted on an island and could only bring 5 fellow grippers with you, who are you picking? So
You go first on that one.
yeah, I'm going to go with my friends, Hannah, Claire, Robbie, Chad Clark, Will. I think bringing you, so we could just record a funny episode about the Lord of the Flies dynamics that no doubt would occur on the island. Just great material. So I think I would have to throw you in there.
That's good. That's good stuff. The first one that comes to mind is obviously Carl for, I referenced it last time, but general food preparation, I think, would be pretty big, especially if it's like a tropical island. Someone's going to have to get into those coconuts, which I think should be his next challenge. If he hasn't already planned that one out. Crushing a coconut in one hand would be really cool. But yeah,
Really
Carl
tough.
I don't know how much he would enjoy being there with me, because I pretty much only say stupid things all the time. But hey, if I'm picking, he's stuck with it. So, I was trying to think of 5 fellow grippers. Yeah, I mean, Carl for food prep. I bring you and Nate and Hunter. And then, what's that? Okay, I have to bring 5, so 6 of us total. So that's what? That's 4. Yeah, you 3, and then Carl, and then I don't know who would the 5th one be? Because we got Carl for food, you for entertainment, Hunter for general health and well-being, Nate
for
because he knows
friendship.
Well, French, I was going to say
And
also
fires.
fire management. Yeah,
Yeah.
fires are big. I feel like a lot of arsons are committed by either current or former firemen because they know how to get away with it. So I feel like he's got a lot he's not telling me. And then actually, you know what? I think Pencha would be a lot of fun to have on there. He's
Yeah,
he and I have talked a lot recently, and he's just a lot of fun to talk to. So
he is a lot of fun, and I mean, he'd probably be more familiar with the climate than us. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a deserted island, I feel like we might be off the coast of South America, somewhere tropical, even though he said the water was really cold in Chile.
yeah, well, because Chile is like, I mean, pretty down. You get down there at the south, you're right there by Antarctica. So, and they don't have the current that we have over on the East Coast here. So, but but anyway,
no.
So those are my 5.
You could swap us too, because you guys could just podcast together. No, good call. Would we ever do a show in person, having the guests there with us?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, I think when we're together in the same state, but like most likely it's going to have to occur at a big time competition, like something where a lot of people are showing up to at the West Coast one, or Arnold or the Olympia, something like that. Obviously, it would be a prime opportunity just to corner people so they can't say no.
yeah. We could do like Billy on the street, like with Billy Eichner, and just like confront people and say, "Sir, for $1, what's your least favorite grip implement?" And then say
Absolutely,
something. And then yell at
they can't run away. And they
try.
can't turn us down because we'll just have it on camera, and no one wants to look like a jerk. So I think that would be a prime opportunity for it.
Oh, I'm sure there are some people that want to, but that's fine. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, and then we got one thoughts on the new Captains and Crush number 4 closer, real or fake? I think that it might not be legit. There seemed to be a lot of issues with the way it was presented and the way that, like, the ease with which it was closed. And it probably wasn't real, but I think for me, I'm going to reserve judgment until somebody takes, an unsettling amount of time out of their day to replicate the process and prove it to me. So I really want to be convinced in a way that I didn't know I needed to be convinced before. So I might do the video, put some grippers in the oven, see what happens. Just go through a process that I think it could have been. And then, I don't know. I want someone to show me how it happened. I want to be given a story.
I mean, I've seen the discussions on the grip board, and
always productive.
I mean, like it can get pretty intense, and but like I am not savvy enough to form an opinion one way or the other. It does seem like there's a lot of cloudiness around the gripper closes and the certification process and stuff like that. So there obviously needs to be something done to kind of make it so everybody believes it. And it's unfortunate. Like, I would hate to be the person, question if I really did do it. But I mean, if somebody's pretending to lift something that they really can't, or close something that they really can't, I mean, it just makes me sad for them. Because it's really, I mean, just wait until you can actually do it, or just clap for the few people that can, and just realize, okay, it does take a lot of effort, and you're in limited company, and it is a prestigious number to close. And if you're pretending, like, that just sucks, and it takes away from the accomplishments of the men that have actually done it. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of the things that one of the questions that I had presented to Pancho to ask Dr. Strawson on his podcast that he did with him was around like RGC kind of pre-rating of competition grippers and that kind of thing, or certification grippers. And after listening to the episode, he's not a fan of RGC in general. So I don't think that's ever going to happen. But like, having it where it's certified somehow before sending and pre-rated and that kind of thing, that takes out a lot of that uncertainty in that process. So I'd like to see something like that, because then again, we can all waste less time wondering who did what, and just go about our hobby in a fun way. But
or like they can only be certified at sanctioned events with a judge, like because I mean, like, so many people can fake so many things online, videos, pictures, artificial intelligence. It's just like, it's so easily done. Or like, here's an image of a number 4 and then cut to, I'm closing a 2. And I'm holding it like this, and then I'm cutting again and then showing, I don't know, like it.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to form an opinion on this guy. But it does suck that he, if he is lying, that it would take away from the accomplishments of the men who came before him. And there should be a better process. I don't know what that is, or what that looks like, but here we are.
Here we are indeed.
I got one to my page from Megan Groppolo. Pardon me if I didn't say your last name right. She asked how important snacks are at arm lifting contests, specifically Super Series. And she said that, coming from a CrossFit background, she always brings snacks. She's always supplying snacks. And I agree. I think snacks, fast sugars, fast carbs, fruit. I'm a big fan of Rice Krispie treats when I compete. But yeah, thanks everybody for submitting questions and interacting with us. Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, one, I have to say, I want to now make a parody of Fast Car to "You've got a fast carbs. I've got a ticket to the Olympia. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere.
I saw
any
Luke
place
Combs
is better
in concert this year.
Oh yeah. Well, I imagine that was decent, right?
Yeah, like I'm not. Show, right? I don't really. I don't really like his type of country music, but I had a great time.
You're more of a Florida Georgia Line fan.
Hell no. I'm more of like a Paul Coffin, Tyler Childers, like that type of country. But Zach Bryan, not really pop country, but I had a great time, and he's a great performer. Nice. But sidetrack again. Sorry, Will.
It's okay. Hunter Heath provided a question and an answer already. So it's actually just what most people would refer to as a joke. So how did Mr. Miyagi like to train his pinch grip?
The chopsticks? I
mean, that's a good practical answer, but no. Sax on, sax off.
Oh.
Yeah. Daniel-san. So, yeah.
Sax on, sax off.
Yeah. Solid stuff there.
Thank you, Dad Strength.
Thanks, Hunter. Yeah, thanks, Dad Strength. Strong in body and in mind.
And humor. He's funny.
And he's funny. Yeah. No, yes, thank you, everyone. To echo what Haley was saying before, thank you to everyone for submitting questions and making this interesting. And we hope you enjoyed our rambling and tangents. And it was fun doing it.
Yeah, please go to Spotify and just search the year you graduated high school, top 10, and then just go on a ride, and you will enjoy yourself. Years you were in college, it'll just all take you back. I listen to all of that. I feel like if you grew up the way we did, like it's still on all of our playlists.
Yeah. Well, I feel like such an old fogey where I'm like, I try listening to newer music. I'm just like, no, it's not for me. I'm going to stick with, Panic at the Disco again or something like that. My Chemical Romance. There's a handful of like newer bands that I'm like on board with, and the rest of it is that time frame almost exclusively. Third Eye Blind, all that kind of stuff. So
I agree. Or just pepper in some Disney and covers of Disney songs.
Metal covers of Disney songs is another top genre of mine. So good stuff.
Good times.
Indeed. Well, until the next time, Grabber Gang, we will, we'll talk with you later and we'll share our embarrassing era photos here on the page to look out.
I love getting questions and feedback and stuff like that from you guys. So if there is something you want us to cover, a topic you'd like to hear us touch on, whatever it is, don't be shy. Message the podcast page or myself or Will individually, and we'd be more than happy. Not Will. Okay.
Don't talk to me.
He loves it.
I'm an internet sensation now. Listen. Can't be bothered.
And we should probably get stickers going too, I think.
We probably should. Yeah.
Or like a banner for ourselves even, so we have a backdrop when we do these. That's
a good call. You don't like my Ferrari and Bluey and the Spinosaurus back there on the printer?
My Batman stuff and Sattletown.
Yeah.
I picked it up on the side of the road. I thought it was silly.
I think that belongs to somebody. It's even got a phone number on it. You could have returned it at any point.
It's from Connecticut. I don't know. Shout out Connecticut.
Yeah. CT, baby.
No one from CT is listening, but cheers.
You don't know that.
You're right.
Yes. Well, all right. And Rangers saying bye too. So adios, everybody. Till the next time.
Bye.
Bye.